Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. And if you check out my content and if you like it, you can share it with other people. My last video was about my ACL repair, so which is going to have to happen. I don't know when. We're going to schedule it. And a lot of people had a lot of nice things to say. I appreciate all of your feedback. And in that same video, I said that I am going to be doing this format. And so people had some suggestions for videos, and a really common suggestion is more breakdown videos. So I love doing breakdown videos. I've been analyzing film for a very long time. I did my own, and all my students, if their parents sent them to me, when I lived out of state, and I would continue to coaching the kids that I was coaching when I moved from my graduate program to my postdoc. I was still coaching kids electronically at that point, right? So I have a lot of experience doing it, and it comes to me very naturally, but I'm kind of hesitant to do it because for a few reasons. One, like my NCAA videos that I did, the two that I did, the NCAA ones, those were copyright hit. I don't know why, but they were copyright infringement, right? So I haven't gotten hit for that with jiu-jitsu guys wrestling, but I wanted to post a lot of the more wrestling stuff so that I could show people who are new to wrestling, which in this channel is primarily jiu-jitsu people who don't have a primary wrestling background, what really good wrestling looks like. Since I've heard people say stuff like wrestling doesn't have any technique, it's just like strength and power, and that's it. And that's why it's a young person sport. And that couldn't be further from the truth, spoken by people who clearly have never wrestled, because it's not true. And that's why I made those videos, to slow them down and show you how much is really going on. There's so much going on, right? And that, obviously, no, I don't expect you to be at that level. Those guys are the top NCAA wrestlers. I mean, they're the best of the best. You don't have to be that good. You don't have to be anywhere near that good. But it was a way to show you how classic technique was being used, and not like flashy stuff, but basics actually that were getting people really, really far, like NCAA finals. And then those got hit for copyright, but the other stuff did not. But the only hesitation of doing more jiu-jitsu stuff is I've gotten some pushback from people who think that I'm out to, like, I don't know, tell people and that people in jiu-jitsu don't know how to wrestle, and that's like me coming after people. Like, that's literally not what I'm doing. It's just a teaching tool, and I'm using it as a teaching tool because they're new to wrestling. So the way that they wrestle looks a lot like when you're first coaching kids to wrestle, and the mistakes that they make. It's very interesting how the human body does very similar things. It's like they watch other people wrestle and they try to recapitulate what other people are doing, and then it's not translating the same way, and the stance isn't all the same and all that kind of stuff. Things that I actually talk about a lot in my show, in my instructional. But most of the time people are very positive, but it is the case that I will get very negative reactions, and I kind of like don't like making videos where I get a bunch of negative reactions, just because, like, why then? I mean, I'm putting it out there for free. And it's just weird because it's not what I'm doing. I'm not trying to say, oh, look at this, look how bad this guy is at wrestling. I mean, in fact, if you look at all my breakdown videos, I mostly say what people are doing well too, like that Robbie Maloff video. I mean, I didn't say that guy didn't know how to wrestle. I made the exact opposite case. I literally said this guy is not using jiu-jitsu. He's using very good wrestling, and he clearly learned how to wrestle when he was doing MMA, right? And so he beat like some college people, so he clearly like knows how to wrestle. Okay, so and I pointed out what he was doing right, and that was why I was using a teaching tool. He's using classic sprawl techniques. His knees were real straight, and his shoelaces down on the sprawl. I mean, great sprawl. And so those are the things that I'm trying to get across and teach, right? I don't care if the person's a jiu-jitsu guy or a wrestler. What do I care? If he's using the right technique, that's what I'm trying to get across. And if they're not using the proper technique, I want to get that across too, so that you don't pick up bad habits, right? It's like what Jay Robinson used to say: learn it right and you'll do it right the rest of your life. Learn it wrong and you'll spend the rest of your life trying to get it right. And I want you to get it right from the beginning, because old habits are really hard to break. Okay, so I'll think about it. And I have to kind of like be careful though. Like, I don't know if I use Flow's content, if they're going to tag me, for copyright or whatever infringement. But if people have suggestions about uh, jujitsu guys wrestling and they want me to talk about that, that might help because I might be able to look into it more and then get an idea of exactly what matches do you guys want to see. Okay. Like, because I think that could be really useful. And then maybe, instead of like showing the entire thing, I'll break down pieces of it. Right. So like Marigali's last match that I saw, like it was like what, like 15 minutes of collar ties. Like we're not going to show that entire thing. Right. And there's a reason. There's a lot to unpack there, actually. And it was odd because it happened after I recorded my instructional, but things that I have seen as a problem in jiu-jitsu for a while is not proper use of ties that we use in wrestling. We don't call them grips, we call them ties, right? Like how to use inside ties and how to get the other guy to move, like, is not being properly taught. So I would like to teach more of that. And I spent a lot of time on that in my instructional. But if you guys have suggestions and you want me to go through them, specific suggestions, then I'll take that into consideration. And I appreciate your guys' feedback. I'll work hard to try to give you guys, what you want to see. And if they hit me for copyright, who cares? It's not like I make anything on this channel anyway. I think the most I ever made was $17 in an entire month. So I'm not doing this for the money, just so you know. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, see you later.